Why would you ever buy a G-Wagon when you can get a V8 Defender for pretty much half the price? I'll include a link to the Land Rover website in the description down below. They're providing us with this Defender. If you have any questions, just ask for Bradley. Let's get right into it. This week's giveaway highlight is a supercharged Silverado High Country and a Corvette Z06. If you're interested, use code BHC or click the link in the description down below or in the pinned comment to get 4x bonus entries on any donation $25 or more. Powering this is a supercharged 5-liter V8 that goes through an 8-speed. Fuel economy is 14 around town, 18 on the highway, with power outputs being 518 horsepower and then 461 pound-feet of torque. We're closing in on 500,000 subscribers. I'd really appreciate it if you'd help out with that. Now with this new iteration of Defender, they changed the checker plates. It's less of like the plasticky functional appearance and more like nice painted piece. The headlights are also a little bit different with the kind of design, but I mean to the untrained eye it pretty much looks the same. And then same thing for the rest of the front end. You also have fog lights at the bottom, and I like how it's blacked out with a lot of elements. Altogether, the exterior of the Defender is more of a light refresh more than anything else. Tire and wheel setup with this is 275 by 45 by 22. You've got blacked out wheels, Brembo brakes, brake caliper in black too. They've changed the venting piece so it's a little bit smaller with the overall vent and everything's nicely painted. And you notice that with the bodywork here along the side too. Now this one happens to be the 110. We will review a 130, and I don't know if there will be a 90 that'll come in, but if it pops in, I'll give you guys a review on the 90 V8 as well. Now when it comes to key fob features, we've got our lock and unlock function, the opening for the hatch or rather the unlock, and it's a swing gate rather than a hatch. Anyways, that's for the lights to turn them on, and then your Land Rover logo on the back. Speaking of the back, let's pop in. You got those buttons to raise and lower the suspension in the rear. You can see a little charge port down below if it'll ever focus on it. We have the Alpine windows, which I love, and there's actually vents here in the back. I don't think this one has. Yeah, I don't think this one has the third row. Interesting. That's nice with the recovery points there in the back. But yeah, with the swing gate, just like a G-Wagon, easy to close. You have the new taillights. They're smoked out and they're flush with the bodywork rather than being a recessed design. So it looks a little bit different. Give you guys an exhaust clip in a second, but yeah, the exhaust tips look really cool. And then you have the nice painted spare tire carrier. That will cap things off for the exterior. Let's get to the exhaust. Let's now check out the interior. Keyless entry, by the way. Just regular glass all around actually with the Defender. And then you can see here we've got nice soft touch. I like the grab handle there, that's nice. And look at that for the headrest. Seats are perforated all down the center. And then you got the floors that are easy to clean. It's also very easy to get in and out of the vehicle. Good leg room, got a little storage net there. We have our own climate zone for either side in the rear. Also have some USB ports. I love this trim. It feels premium, but it also has a durable feel to it. Land Rover does a great job with their seat materials. And then we do have fancy pants headliner up top and good headroom with the boxy design. Keyless entry for up front, and let's check it out. Blind spot monitoring with the mirrors, and then down below you've got your memory seat function, all of the window controls, door lock and unlock, Meridian sound system, and again more nice trim in the door panel. 825 for the payload capacity with this. The front seats have more of that white trim, and you'll note that power adjusts both lumbar support. There is also a metallic finish on the pedals. Now take a look at the steering wheel, soft touch all around, pedals on the back. You've got practical controls like your heated steering wheel, cruise control on the front face, got nice stitching around the airbag cover. Volume and voice command controls as well, regular stocks on the back. And I love this part of the steering wheel at the bottom. I think it looks really good. Full digital gauge cluster in the center. You can change from like single dial to double dial. It's customizable like most other digital clusters, and it shows you information you need like the fuel range. There is also a heads-up display. And while we're on the dash, the lighting's bad, but you can see the soft touch that goes across, and you got this kind of like rugged grab handle. They did a really good job of styling the Defender. I think it's aged very well. So this is random. One downside about these seats with the synthetic material, it makes kind of like a farty sound when you like move around on the seat a little bit. It's not a big deal, but it's kind of funny. 360 camera system, and it should fill in underneath the vehicle. Why is this one not? Maybe if I go forward. It's supposed to do it. I mean, this is a loaded up Defender. Huh. I must be doing something. Maybe if I go off-road. No. Towing. No. On-road. Huh. Weird. But regardless, you've got the bigger screen. It responds very quickly. Everything is nicely labeled. It has Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. And so I would say it's a good system. Now you do still get an actual shifter kind of thing. I mean, it's electronic, but it's like a handle versus a knob or something, or a button. And then below that, you've got a bunch of controls. So for the air suspension to raise and lower it, for your low range, hill descent control. And then for the climate, you press that. To change the drive modes, you press that, and then you push in for the heated or ventilated seat function. I love the tactile feel of it. USB port down below and some storage there, and then you've got nice trim on the side cup holders. The phone charging pad is slanted downwards. Cool box center console, and then this can go back if you want. There's more nice trim on the top. This one has a camera rear view mirror, and then we have a panoramic sunroof up front. 2026 V8 Defender, 123,551. Let's see how the Defender V8 performs. Let us set off in the V8 Defender. And for those of you that are the Land Rover folks on my channel, I'm excited for the 26 reviews. That is a cool color. Look at that. It's the new they've got some new colors, by the way. That's like a kind of battleship gray. They also have like a new green. But this new camera, I think, is really going to help the Land Rover interior shine, because being able to see the full interior with the driving, I think, is what that's the thing that really makes the Land Rovers feel special, is just like the openness and all the lights you get in the interior too. The Alpine windows in the back help out with that. And the air suspension is also another really nice component. Again, this is unibody construction, independent suspension, air suspension. So it's pretty rigid. It means it handles well going around corners. But that also means that over bumps, it's pretty smooth. The air suspension helps soak up things. That's something to note, because it is unibody. When you do have a bigger compression, right, you're gonna feel it a bit more, because it goes through the unibody. Versus a body on frame kind of isolates you more, where the impact hits the frame and then hits the body second, or rather the cab. It's so smooth. Now, even though this doesn't have acoustic glass, it's still pretty quiet, pretty insulated. But that is interesting for me to note. I thought that Land Rover would have that in the windows in a loaded up Defender. I want to go to dynamic. There we go. Changing the drive modes in these Land Rovers is kind of funky. It's not as intuitive as some other vehicles. It seems like there's a little bit of lag. It's not bad though. It's not bad at all. These seats are incredibly comfortable. I like the materials a lot. Again, it's pretty quiet in here. So even though it's not double pane windows, it seems like it's still pretty good. But yeah, you hear more than like a double pane window car. I'm sure it's something that Land Rover will make a change with their cars down the road. Interested to see if the full size, how much those have. Yeah, it's quick. It's more than fast enough. I think that a lot of people, you know, like, I know people comment on the G63, you know, oh, gotta have the extra power that has, and it's like, nah, this is more than enough. This has more than enough power. And it's smooth too. The G63 is turbocharged. This being supercharged, instant response. So you have smooth power, and it's a lot of power. The G63, it's got low end torque, don't get me wrong, but you're gonna have a little bit of turbo lag. The only time that a turbo car doesn't have any sort of lag, and there's still a little bit, is with the hybrids. Like, I've got that LX I've been long-term testing with Toyota's hybrid, and that is great for a turbo engine in terms of having like a true low end. Still a little bit of lag sometimes though. Little bit. Still kind of feel it. But with a supercharged V8 like this, zero lag. It's just boom. It's like an on-off switch. I love it. And it's smooth. It's an on-off switch plus a dimmer switch. It's on-off for the power, but then once that power is on, you get a nice smooth delivery with it. See how seamless this auto stop start is. Not too bad. Probably turn it off, hopefully. Yeah, the button's right there to turn it off. Man, it's quick. Such a great engine, such a cool engine. Sounds great. Fuel economy is obviously not great. Yeah, see, this is why they need to add acoustic glass. You get wind noise. It's not bad, but this doesn't even have any of the off-road stuff. Like, our Defender 110 had the raised air intake and the roof rack and the box and the ladder on the side, and it made noise. You heard it. Not horrible, but noticeable. So that's my one critique. Land Rover, add acoustic glass to all the Defenders. You charge enough money for them, you can afford it. This drive's great. I'm still a huge Defender fan. So let me guys think about the new V8 and the new kind of stylistic changes. I'm still not sold on the changes, but maybe over time I'll kind of, you know, I'm one of those people where I take a bit of time to warm up to something. I think the Lexus LX is a great example. That car's been out since 2022, and I'm just now kind of coming around to how it looks. I still think it's an ugly car. It's funny because I own it. I still think it's an ugly car, but I think it's a little bit less ugly than when I originally looked at it. I'm like, okay, I'm kind of a little bit more used to it, but the Defender's definitely not. Defender looks great, especially when you add the off-road stuff to it. Man, it's such a good looking rig. But there's the V8 110.